What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sports Talk Detroit. So happy to have you here. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about why Jerami Grant just might be a key to the Detroit Pistons rebuild. I know just not that long ago, he was rumored for every seemingly trade there was in the NBA. He was rumored with every team. It seemed like we are going to get rid of him. And even now, the comments keep coming in here where we're going to draft a forward and we're going to trade him for draft picks and things like that. But he is playing at a different level since he came back from the injury. And in this video, I want to talk to you about a few different reasons why I think the Pistons might want to hang on to Jerami Grant, or why he is at least making himself a much more valuable trade asset. So before his injury, he still was continuing in his role as the primary ball handler for the Detroit Pistons. His usage rate was up. And since he has come back, and at 16 games or so at the time of me recording this, 17 after tonight, but the Pistons are 7-9. They have done well, and they are playing well when Jerami Grant is on the floor with Cade Cunningham and Saddiq Bey. The question is, why? Why are they playing so much better? And to talk about this, I do want to look at a couple of stats that we've seen with Jerami Grant. And one of the stats that we've seen with Jerami Grant is simply the last 9 games have produced something entirely different. If you can look on the screen here with Jerami Grant, it shows that over the last 9 games since, it's not post-injury, but it's more like post-All-Star break type of thing. He is averaging 20 points on only 14 attempts per game. He's shooting 46%. That's the highest he's shot as a Piston for a long stretch. And look at this 3-point percentage right here. 45.2%. He's shooting more threes per game, and he is more effective with those. He's shooting 6 per game. And the reason he's been so effective with that is because he's letting this guy right here, Cade Cunningham, has been taking the bulk of the ball carrying load. And another guy that's down here, Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes and Cade have been working with the ball a lot more, and Jerami Grant has gone to a secondary role to these guys. Now, you can see his plus minus is at negative 0.4, which isn't fantastic, but it's still pretty good, everybody. It really is pretty good. So when we see these kinds of things and we see these stats on NBA.com, that's good, but it goes deeper than that. And I have some stats that I've written down for all of you that I want you to see. His usage rate has gone from 26 down to 24%. So that means when he's on the floor, he's touching the ball about 24% of the time. That's not bad. When you think about a guy who's your second best scorer, his drives have gone down from 9 a game to 7.9 a game, but his field goal percentage on those drives, you ready for this? 45.3% before the injury, up to 54.2% post-injury. More effectiveness. His touches have gone down from 64.7 a game to 56.3 a game, and his points per touch have gone up from 0.311 points to 0.361 points. That means he understands he's not going to touch the ball as much, but his job when he touches it is to score. He understands what's going on, and here's where I think it speaks volumes of how quickly he has adjusted to this new role. His offensive rating has gone from a 97.3 all the way up to a 109.8. We know he plays good defense. He's not playing quite as many minutes. He's averaging more points. He's more efficient. And it begs the question, can he keep it up? Or how about another thought process? Maybe this is just what he's built to do. Maybe he's not built to be a number one. I think we all love the potential we saw in him, but we all know he's not a number one. We see that in Cade Cunningham. We see that Cade can be the number one. And the fact that Jerami Grant on a losing team in a season where it is tank time, and I know I don't like to say that, but in a season where, quite frankly, that is what we have done. We have tanked. Jerami Grant is willing to take a back seat to Cade Cunningham, a rookie. That shows a great level of humility. He has accepted his role as a secondary scorer. And if he has accepted his role as a secondary scorer, there's no reason to think he won't continue down that path. Now, when he's done this, what this is also allowed, before I made a video, I think it was right after Jerami Grant got back, We talked about how poorly Sadiq plays in games when Jerami Grant is playing because Sadiq's at the three, things like that. Well, it's turned out when Jerami has said, I don't need the ball in my hands as much. I'm going to be a secondary scorer or a secondary ball handler, I guess is the better way to say it. All of a sudden, Sadiq Bey has taken off as well. We saw that he put up 51 a week ago or a week and a half ago. We saw that, but these three, the big three of the Detroit Pistons, have played much better. They're 7-9 in the 16-game stretch. They are playing well as a unit, the three of them. Their net rating has gone from a negative 15.1 when Sadiq Bey, Jerami Grant, and Cade Cunningham are on the court at the same time to a 6.5, positive 6.5. That is a 21.6 point turnaround. Are you kidding me? Right? I mean, you can give some of the credit maybe to Bagley, but those three and Bagley are almost never on the floor at the same time. So I think you just have to realize that Jerami Grant has clearly accepted the role. The other thing that he's done, he's bought into the three or close to the basket philosophy of Dwayne Casey. His 3-point attempts have gone up. I think he was averaging like 4.3 3-point attempts. Now he's averaging 6. His drives have just gone down slightly. Only one drive a game they've gone down. So he has realized on these less shots, his drives have gone slightly down. His 3-point has gone up. But what you're not seeing from him is all the long twos. I mean, don't you remember when we were sitting there and it seems like Jerami Grant, his favorite shot was to have his heels on the 3-point line or just inside it. The least efficient shot in basketball. That's where Jerami Grant lived. He's not living there anymore. And he's relying on guys that, let's be honest, Cade Cunningham is better at creating a shot for Jerami Grant than Jerami Grant is at creating a shot for Jerami Grant. And he understands that. He is a good pop-up shooter. He is a good catch and shoot guy. It's not something he's poor at. And he's learning that he has guards on this team that will find him if he just stays in the flow of the offense. And he's, with this last year of him being the primary offensive guy, it's amazing to see how this guy transitions. He's 28 years old. He's not that old. He's got another 3 or 4 good years of basketball left in him. So I'm going to make the argument in this video that we shouldn't be so quick to trade Jerami Grant. Even if we draft Jabari Smith, even if we draft Paolo Banchero, if we draft one of these guys where it's like, well, they play the same position. That's a good problem to have, everybody. That is a good problem to have. And everybody says, oh, we'll just get rid of Jerami Grant. Well, what if we get rid of Marvin Bagley? Like, I mean, and I'm going to do a video on that too. So stay tuned for Marvin Bagley's fit, not the trade, but his fit in Detroit, because he has played well. But let's just not jump to the conclusion that Jerami Grant's going to be gone. We jumped to that conclusion earlier this year that he would be gone at the trade deadline. I don't think we can just do it. It's clear the coaching staff sees something in him. It's very clear that he is coachable, because he has been willing, and he's humble, and he's been willing to do it. He loves Detroit. He loves this Pistons organization, Troy Weaver, Dwayne Casey. He came here for a reason, and he's proven that he's not going to just be this guy who's stuck in his way, and he's going to play how he wants to play. He's playing in a way that benefits the team most. Almost frustrating because we're starting to win a little too much, and I want a top 3 pick. So let's see what happens. Let's just let it play out. But know that I think this guy has the opportunity to stay here and be a core part of a better, faster than we thought Detroit Pistons team. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you watched this whole video, you must have liked it a little bit. Hit that subscribe button right down there. We're super thankful. We've had so much fun with this channel and just talking with all of you in the comments and seeing the interaction. We love the Pistons. We love the Lions, and we know you do too. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.